Hello, everyone. Once again, this is 9.09er IELTS OET PTE YouTube channel. After 1 month, we're so happy to inform you that now we have more than 2,200 subscribers, more than 20,000 views, and more than 100,000 minutes watched. So previously, we featured tips on how to prepare for the examination. But this week, we're going to feature the testing centers. So what are the latest updates post-COVID-19? How are examinations conducted? Are candidates required to wear face mask, face shield? How many can be accommodated in the venue? So please be advised, we're not going to talk about the format of the exam. You already know that, okay? So this is not a test-taking strategy class, but apparently we want to know the latest on how the examination is conducted. So here with me is Sir Philip, our OET resident lecturer, and our guest for today is from ACE Testing Hub, Miss Ana de Guzman. So ACE Testing Hub is our preferred testing center here in the Philippines. So Miss Ana, would you like to greet our viewers, our subscribers?
Well, first of all, greetings to all the subscribers of Niners. So thank you for having me this day. We're so happy at ACE that you could always give us this platform to talk about what we offer at ACE Testing Hub. And for that, we really appreciate your gesture. Thank you.
Okay, so we're going to start our quick interview. So this would last for about 20 to 25 minutes. So let's begin with the first one. Sir Philip, will you do the honor of asking Miss Ana?
Miss Anna, how often does ACE conduct OET exams?
Well, we often conduct it twice a month. Twice a month. So for this month, we have the last one this coming Saturday. So the next one will be on October. So it's usually first week of the month and last week of the month.
Okay, so for our viewers and subscribers, OET examinations in the Philippines are conducted usually twice a month. Okay, so number two, will you please inform us of the testing venues, like the specific hotels? Because we receive 100 to 200 messages per day, and people are even asking us, Sir, I am from the province. How do I go to this venue? So we're also their Google map at the same time. So will you please inform our candidates where are the examinations conducted?
Well, first of all, here in Metro Manila, we have it at ACE Makati. Usually, we have it now at Dusit, and we will be having it at Berjaya this Saturday. For Baguio, we usually hold it at Holiday in Baguio. And for Cebu, we hold it at ACE, right? A Quest Hotel. Quest Hotel.
Okay, so just to inform our viewers, because a week ago, some reviewees messaged us asking if Ateneo de Davao already offers OET exams. So just to clarify, it's not as if OET examination is conducted in Mindanao. So Ateneo de Davao is not a testing center for OET. It's just that Ateneo de Davao School of Nursing now accepts OET results. So people ask, how come they are going to accept OET results? Well, that's because there are foreign students who would like to study nursing in Ateneo de Davao. That's why they're accepting OET results, but it doesn't mean that OET exams are already conducted in Davao and in Ateneo de Davao in particular. Okay. Now, let's move on to question number 3, and I'm 100% sure that most of our viewers asked the same question. Can OET exam be taken on a computer, or can OET exam be taken at home, Miss Ana?
As far as I know, that is already now available live via OET. But in terms of its availability in the Philippines, I guess that is something you would have to rectify with OET because the details are not with us. So for any question with regards to OET at home and OET taken via the computer, you may go directly to OET and ask them the questions that you may have regarding this one.
Okay, so prior to this interview, Sir Philip did his research. So we want to inform our viewers, our audience, what's the latest about OET at home? Sir Philip, can you please explain this to our audience?
Definitely. OET has been responding very well to the pandemic, to the issue of candidates either having their exams postponed because of COVID or having them canceled, or having them canceled. So therefore, OET at home has been developed. This version of the exam is supposed to be supposedly the same level of difficulty, the same timing, the same content as the paper-based test. OET at home has also been accepted by the medical councils both in America as well as the United Kingdom, as well as the Nursing and Midwifery Board in the United Kingdom as well. The OET at home is, as it says, you're able to take the exam in the comfort of your house. However, given there are lots of requirements that OET has laid out in order for you to be able to do this. The first thing that people need to know, is that it's for the first few months after it launches mid-October, is that it is by invitation only. So those who have had their exams canceled because of the pandemic, or for those people who are in locations in which it is impossible to take the exam, these are the people who will be prioritized. It's stated very clearly in the website that candidates need not contact OET. It is OET who will contact candidates. So therefore, this means that if you're a brand new candidate, OET, of course, has no idea who you are. So therefore, it is the people who have been previously affected by the pandemic who may or may not be reached out to by OET. So if you're a new student, hold your horses. Perhaps if you need to take the exam anytime soon, it is better for you to schedule an exam with a testing hub, preferably, of course, ACE testing hub.
Okay, so we move on to our next question. So how much is the examination fee now? And before COVID-19, there have been group discounts available. So is this still applicable now, post-COVID-19, Miss Anna?
Here at ACE, as far as I know, there's no group bookings discount available. But in terms of the fee, it's still $580 plus $7, 7 Australian dollars. So it's 587
Okay,
Australian
so
dollars.
if we do the mathematics, so 587, looking at the Google rate, it's around 35 to 36. But for the benefit of our viewers and subscribers, you might be shocked because when the credit card bill comes out, it's not what you expect. Why? Because Australian dollars is not Philippine pesos, it's not US dollars, it's third currency. And based on our experience for the longest time, credit card companies charge extra because it's third currency. So from Australian dollars, they convert it to US dollars, convert it to Philippine pesos. So for our most recent reviewee who did the booking, it's around 21,800 something. So if you want to prepare for OET examination fee, your budget should be roughly 22,000 pesos. It could be higher, it could be lower, depending on the exchange rate, because like what we've mentioned, you are not paying in Philippine pesos. Okay, so for some of you looking for group discount, group booking, that's not applicable as of now because of COVID-19, but who knows, they might offer it again next year. We'll just have to wait for updates coming from the OET website, okay? So what about the next question, Sir Philip?
How long do candidates need to wait for the results to be available?
Usually results come out 16 business days after they've taken the test. And it is, I think this is available through their dashboard.
Okay.
Okay, what about the deadline for the application of the exam, Miss Anna? Like they have to register how many days or weeks in advance?
Preferably at least a week or 2 weeks, because usually the problem is some would book the day before the deadline. And usually the system gets flooded with a lot of people doing their registration online. So this affects the system and the system tends to bog down. So the problem is if you tend to do your registration at the last minute and the system bogs down, then there's no chance for you to register for the test date you're targeting. So preferably do your bookings 2 weeks, or registration rather, 2 weeks or a week before.
Okay, you have something to say? Okay.
Yes. Given the current situation with the pandemic, in which there are limitations in the number of people who are allowed to gather, and given what you just said, in which it's in the candidate's best interest to apply early, around how many slots are available given the current situation in is Makati, for example.
Mhm. With the current IATF regulations, test venues are allowed to work on a 30% capacity.
30.
30%. So for example, if we can accommodate around 300 people for our Makati test venues, so that would roughly be around 90 people, 90 test takers. If my math is correct.
I
I
think
hope
so.
my math is correct. Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
So I guess that's the
But
around the figure that we're working on right now. We can only
Okay,
work
so
at 30% capacity.
are candidates now required to wear face shield and face
face mask.
mask?
Okay, that is a requirement that we have, and it is also dictated by OET that candidates
Mm.
take the test or come to the venue wearing face shield and face mask. Now with ACE Testing Hub, we require surgical face mask to be used, not cloth masks, not leather mask, even though if they have the LV logo in them, that's not. The required would be surgical face mask.
With
And then
LV.
with face shield, okay? Now, this is
Hmm.
something that is this is something you already practice as soon as you get out of the house, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
kindly expect that when you go to the test venue itself, the venue have their own protocols when they allow you to go inside the hotel venue. But then when you go to the testing area, we also have the following protocols wherein we do temperature checking.
Mm.
You have a candidate declaration form which is emailed to you by ACE. Okay, this candidate declaration form, when we email it to you, it's like, are you declaring that you have not had any COVID symptoms?
Mm.
Mm.
Um, I would like to clarify also one clause that is there in the candidate consent form, which says that I have not been in contact with any COVID positive people. Because the thing is, that's so ironic. We're nurses, so it's given that we're exposed to these people, no? The idea there is that, for example, when you are already outside the workplace, so let's say you're eating at a restaurant or something, and then all of a sudden you were notified that there was somebody who was COVID positive in that restaurant where you were eating, and you were notified that you have to have yourself tested. So that's the condition around that. Because a lot of people were like asking the question, isn't it already a given we're exposed to COVID positive patients, right? So
I see.
that's the explanation I would like to clarify, or that's the clarification I would like to make with regards to that clause. So when it is emailed to you, when the candidate declaration form is emailed to the test taker, that is not supposed to be printed out in filled out. That is supposed to be just for your information. Now, when you go to the test venue, it is a form that you would have to fill out on the test venue on the test day itself. Okay? So, and you, because some would come to the test venue already having it printed out. So
Okay.
that's not the protocol we have. Okay? Now for the listening, reading, writing test, you are required to wear your face mask, okay? But you may do away with your face shield because you have a barrier in between you and the next candidate. However, when you take the speaking test, you are required to wear the face shield because you are now face to face and talking to the interlocutor. Now, we are discouraging people from wearing face shields that are made of acrylic, the thick ones, because the experience you've had is that for some candidates who have a low speaking voice, when they do and answer the test, this muffles
Yeah.
Okay.
production. So this will have an effect on how the recorder captures their answer. So it's better if they make use of a face shield which is not made of acrylic, right? Anyway, there is an acrylic barrier between the candidate and the interlocutor. Okay,
Mm.
so that is something that we already have in place. And also another thing, when you come to the test venue itself, please have your own set of alcohol in a clear bottle. Okay, that's the regulation. Alcohol in a clear bottle spray. You have your own pencil case where you have your alcohol bottle, your pencil, and your pen. We before COVID, we used to provide the pens and pencils. We can provide the candidate those. However, since we're limiting contact, right, from one person to the
Mhm.
next via these objects, we are requiring the candidates to bring their own pencil and paper, even during the speaking test. Okay, so they can bring their own pencil and their own pen during the speaking test. Okay, we are discouraging candidates from bringing their designer bags. Why? Because we spray all the bags, all the items of the candidates with Lysol. So we're afraid that, if we spray your designer bags with Lysol and some damage, happens to your bag, we wouldn't want to be held liable for any damage that might happen. What else? And I guess we do we have you would know this. Do we have candidates coming from the provinces who are taking the test here in Makati, or
Maybe.
because
Yeah, go ahead.
the problem might be, for example, if you're a candidate from Pampanga and it's better for you, you find it logistically better for you on your end to take the test in Baguio, just in
Mm.
case. Do be informed that Baguio has their own regulations when they entertain people coming in from outside Baguio. Okay, so they may require travel pass or travel permit, or what, I don't know what they call that. But I've heard from certain candidates that they only have to show their PRC ID, because as a frontliner, they are no longer required. But then the thing is this, the regulation of one LGU varies to the next. So therefore, it is better if you clarify it. For example, again, if you're coming from, let's say, Pampanga or Bulacan, and you want to take the test in Baguio, then you would have to get in touch with the LGU in Baguio, so that things can be clarified with you in terms of what you need to bring, because they do check.
Mm.
They have a checkpoint whenever outsiders enter Baguio. So the last thing we would want to happen is for you to be you know um not be allowed to go inside Baguio simply because you did not have a travel clearance or health clearance or whatsoever. So it's better you clarify these matters with the LGU where you're going to take the test.
Okay, another question, Miss Anna. Are the candidates required to present rapid test result or swab test result before they can register for the exam?
No, I think what we already have in place is the candidate declaration form to take care of that. So there's
I
no need for them to have a swab test or a rapid
Mm-mm.
test.
if I could just say, I'm impressed at how thorough ACE Testing Hub takes care of its candidates and all of these health protocols. You really go to this stuff.
Yes. Thank you so much. We do take, extra precautions to ensure that everybody is taken care of on the testing itself. Another thing I would also like to mention, we have a no talking policy, simply because this would encourage interaction, from face-to-face interaction. So therefore, to protect candidates from having face-to-face or personal contact with another candidate, or even with, it's not to say we're not allowing you to, to approach our, for example, invigilators on the test day. Of course, by all means, if you have any concerns, please approach them. Okay. But if the talk that you have to do has something to do with, small talk between you and another candidate, this is something that we don't really entertain, and we discourage this because, we can never really tell who is infected and who's not, simply because some may be asymptomatic, right? Yeah.
Okay, so
May, yeah, may I? Building on some of the things that you mentioned earlier, I have a few questions.
Yes.
Yes, you mentioned that it is only the surgical masks that are allowed, and what happens though if a candidate who fulfills all other criteria for registration or for taking the test, his mask is wrong. It's not surgical. Will ACE Testing Hub be providing the candidate with the proper mask, or will the
We do.
candidate be forced to not take the test?
Of course, that's the last thing we would like to happen for the candidates, no?
Yes, indeed.
Yes, because these candidates have already gone a long way just to take the exam, no? We do have surgical mask available just in case these things happen. But this is the reason why we are happy to have this session with review centers like
Mm.
you, so that you can also inform your test takers about some of the regulations we already have in place when they take the test with
Is it
us.
free, or do they have to pay for it?
No, it's free. It's free.
Of course.
I
Yeah.
think. I think it's free. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, on a similar note, what if they fail the temperature check on the day of the test? Will they have to pay the deferral fee?
I think as per OET, if the reason why they deferred is COVID related, because if you have problems with your temperature, I think we will take your temperature one more time, because it's possible that since you come from the outside,
Yeah.
Yeah.
so you might have absorbed heat from the outside, so therefore your temperature might be different, right, from what we are allowing to be when you went, or what we are allowed to what you're allowed to have as your temperature when you come in the test venue. So therefore, I think we will do another test, another check of your temperature, maybe after 5 minutes, right? Hopefully, your temperature would be back to normal or within the allowable limits for you to take the test. Now, if, for example, this is not the case,
Yes.
and maybe you feel it's something that you could battle on the day of the exam because it's not really something that you feel is serious, right? Maybe you simply have a simple headache, and you didn't realize that your temperature was, I'm so sorry, there's a dog barking in the background.
No
So you
worries.
didn't realize that there was like that your temperature actually increased. Now, if this is the cause, I think if it's COVID related, as far as I know, you will be allowed to take a different schedule for the test. And I don't think you need to pay, as far as I know,
Ah,
if it's
I see.
COVID related.
So that
It's
means
COVID
that if
related.
you have a genuine fever, which means that there's a genuine danger to the
Mm-mm,
other candidates during the
mm-mm,
test date itself,
mm-mm.
then you can book another exam for free because it's
Yes,
COVID related.
yes.
As
For
long
as long
as
as
it's
they
fever
could prove.
related, because you can't really tell whether it's like COVID or not, right?
I think with OET, what they say is if it's COVID related, then they can defer it for free. But the
Okay.
only way you could actually prove that if it's caused
Hmm.
by COVID is if your swab test or your rapid test would come out positive,
Wait,
and
so
then you
does that
could prove that.
wait, so
I
does
don't
that
really
mean?
know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad that you're here now to clarify. Like, so in my mind, if I go to the exam, I fail the two temperature checks, which means I have a genuine fever. Does that mean that I have to take a test to confirm it's COVID before I can rebook for free?
I guess you would have to, for example, if this happens, and we hope this doesn't happen to
Of
anyone,
course.
the thing you would have to do at once is to inform OET. Let's say you're already in the test venue. You'll have to inform OET that you went to the test venue to take the test and your temperature was this after two checks. So ask them, so what am I supposed to do now? So I don't know if during that
Okay.
conversation they would require you to take a test or not, so that we could confirm if your deferral would be for free.
Okay.
Because, yeah.
Okay, now we proceed to the next question. After 9.09er, candidates register for the examination in ACE Testing Hub. What freebies can they expect?
I guess, this is the perfect time for us to announce, Irvin or Philip, what we already have in store for them.
Hmm. The event.
The events.
Yes, the
Well,
events.
every
Yeah.
every month, 9.09er and ACE Testing Hub offer free info sessions,
Hmm.
free writing workshop, free OET workshop, because we want our candidates to pass in their first and last attempt.
Hmm.
So anything that we can offer to them for free, rest assured both 9.09er and ACE Testing Hub will go the extra mile in order for these benefits to be available
Mm-hmm.
for the candidates.
Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
I believe the event that we have lined up for this month is this coming Monday,
Mhm.
September 28th, 4 o'clock,
Mm-hmm.
6 p.m. 4 o'clock to 6 o'clock. Available to Niner students through
Mhm.
their online platform.
So just in case you missed that one, rest assured there will be another schedule the following month.
Hmm.
Yeah, because this Zoom recording will be uploaded after September 28th.
All right,
Yeah,
right, right, right.
we're recording this on September 25, but it will be uploaded the following week. So if you miss the
Yeah.
September 28th event, there will be another one in the
Yeah,
coming month.
yeah. We take care of
Yes.
you.
Okay, so
Yeah.
in the Philippines, there are two testing hubs for OET, but here's the $1 million question. Why choose ACE Testing Hub?
Well, I guess if you look at my background, it says every candidate deserves a world-class test day experience. Here at ACE Testing Hub, we are always committed to providing the best test day experience to our candidates, right? So therefore, we always make it what do you call this, our priority, that our venues are conducive for taking experiences. We do provide them refreshments before
Yes.
COVID, right? Now that we have this in place, based on my experience from the last test, I don't think they give out refreshments anymore via the water glasses that we used to have. I think what they have is disposable water bottles, as far as I know. But I don't know with the test venue like Berjaya, because it's my first time to have it there in Berjaya. Yeah. And
Okay.
then what else? We are really assuring you that our staff is very well trained, and we always tell them to keep it a priority that our candidates have the best test taking experience possible. So no need to make any don't have that personality that would make the candidate feel more stressed, right?
Mm.
So there, we always tell them to be friendly, to be approachable, to be ready with answers to any queries that candidates may have, right? So we are assuring you that we have those things in place, that if you want your listening test to be a little bit louder, you can always raise your hand. We will approach you, and whatever concern you may have, we will address it on the spot.
Well, Sir Philip here took the examination twice
Thank
in
you.
both testing centers, and well, he can attest to the quality, the customer service of ACE Testing Hub.
Definitely, yes.
Mm.
Definitely. It's night and day, the difference between the test qualities. And I truly do recommend ACE Testing Hub. Everything that Miss Anna has said is totally true. The quality of their staff, the excellence of their venue, everything. Although I admit I would miss the free cookies and the free tea and coffee. But I guess that's something that we have to compromise with because of the pandemic. Definitely
Yes,
ACE.
yes, yes. Thank you,
Okay,
Philip.
so
Thank you.
You're welcome.
looking at the time, wow, it's 30 minutes already. I didn't
Wow.
notice. It was
Time
quick.
flies. I know.
Well, but
It's fast.
Yeah.
everything we've mentioned, that's really important for the candidates, especially
Mm,
because this is not February 2020. It's September
yeah.
Yeah.
2020. A lot of things happened in the last few months. So our
Mm,
candidates need to know the latest updates regarding the examination. So if Ace Testing Hub would like us to promote anything, you can just send us the link so that our viewers, our audience, and our
mm.
Facebook followers will also be updated. So once again, thank you so much, Miss Anna. Thank you so much, Ace
Thank you
Testing
for
Hub.
having me.
Yes. And to our OET candidates worldwide, good luck in your test preparation. Thank you for your time.
Goodbye.
Bye. If you're planning to take IELTS, OET, PTE, we highly recommend that you download our free mobile app. We're the first and the only review center, English review center in the Philippines to launch our very own app. So all you have to do is to look for us on App Store or Google Play. All you have to do is to search 9.09er IELTS OET PTE. So even if you're not our reviewee, at least we can help you pass the examination by downloading our free app.